In Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramhansa Yogananda reflects on the balance between human love and divine love. The story you are going to listen reflects this. Always remember, stories are both a mirror and a map. Please enjoy.
In a quiet village at the foothills of the Himalayas lived a young woman named Meera. She moved through the world as though carrying a secret, her presence glowing like the light of the moon. Villagers often whispered of her beauty, her wisdom beyond her years, and the way she seemed to be searching for something or someone. But Meera's radiance hid an ache. Her heart yearned for a love so profound it would pierce the veil of the mundane and touch the divine. She had always felt that the love she sought was both impossibly far away and inexplicably close, like a forgotten melody that lingered just out of reach. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and bathed the world in gold, Meera wandered to her favorite spot by the river. It was her sanctuary, a place where the waters whispered truths she could not yet grasp. As her gaze drifted across the water, she noticed a man sitting in perfect stillness on the opposite bank. His presence was magnetic, his stillness more commanding than any motion. Meera felt as though the air itself bent toward him, as though the very earth was in reverence. Unable to contain her curiosity, she crossed the river, her steps cautious yet determined. When she stood before him, she spoke. "Who are you, and why does it feel as though I have known you forever?" The man, Kiran, opened his eyes and met her gaze. "You do not know me," he said, his voice steady like the earth. "But you recognize something eternal. It is not me you seek, but the reflection of what is infinite within you." The days that followed wove an unspoken connection between Meera and Kiran. They met by the river, their conversations meandering like the water itself. Meera shared her longing for a love that would free her soul, while Kiran spoke of the path he had chosen, a life of renunciation, where love was not bound, but infinite. One evening, Kiran told her a story. "There was once a bird trapped in a golden cage," he said. "It had all it needed, food, water, even beauty. But it longed for the skies. One day, the cage was left open and the bird hesitated. It had forgotten how to fly." Meera listened, her heart heavy. "I am that bird," she whispered. As their bond deepened, Meera's heart grew restless. She found herself torn between two worlds, the earthly desire to be with Kiran and the spiritual pull to understand the vastness he spoke of. "How can I love without losing myself?" she asked one evening. "Love that seeks to possess is not love," Kiran replied. "It is a shadow of love, bound by fear. True love is like the river. It flows freely, giving life without holding on to anything." His words were a mirror to her soul, yet they also stung. For the first time, Meera realized that the longing she felt was not for Kiran alone, but for the wholeness she had lost within herself. One morning, Kiran told Meera that he would leave the village to continue his journey. His words struck her like a blow. "Why must you go?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Because the love you seek is not in me," he said. "It is in you. My leaving is not an end, but an invitation for you to find the infinite within yourself." As he walked away, Meera felt the weight of her longing press against her chest. But she also felt something new, a spark, a seed of self-reliance waiting to grow. After Kiran's departure, Meera retreated into solitude. She spent her days by the river, meditating and reflecting. One night, under the light of a full moon, she closed her eyes and turned inward. In the stillness, she felt a presence, not Kiran, but something deeper, vaster. It was as though the river within her had burst its banks, flooding her with the realization. The love she had sought was not outside her but within. She opened her eyes, tears streaming down her face. I am not the bird. She whispered to herself. I am the sky it longs for. Months later, Meera encountered a traveler by the river, a young woman weary from her journey. The woman spoke of her struggles, of feeling lost and unworthy. Meera listened, her heart open. When you search for love in others, you search for what you have forgotten in yourself, she said gently. The love you seek is not a destination or a person. It is the river flowing through you, always there, waiting to be seen. The traveler left with hope in her eyes, and Meera felt the quiet joy of giving without needing anything in return. Years passed, and Meera's light grew brighter, not from longing, but from the love she had found within. She became a guide for those who sought the infinite, her words a reflection of the journey she had walked. And so, the river flowed, carrying her story to those who would listen. It whispered the truth that love is not a chain but a current, not a possession, but a liberation. In the end, Meera became the river, infinite and free, her story a testament to the dance of love and liberation.
Kiran represents detachment and the infinite, while Meera symbolizes the seeker torn between human connection and spiritual fulfillment. The story of Meera and Kiran is inspired by universal themes found in spiritual teachings and sacred texts, particularly those focused on love, self-discovery, and liberation. Its core themes echo elements of Eastern philosophy, particularly the wisdom found in yogic teachings, Buddhism, and mystical traditions. Yogic teachings emphasize that true love arises from recognizing the divine within oneself and others, an idea echoed throughout the story. The idea of liberation through love and detachment resonates with Buddhist teachings on overcoming suffering by transcending attachment. The river in the story symbolizes flow, impermanence, and the interconnectedness of all things, common symbols in both Buddhist and Vedantic texts. The story teaches that the love we seek from others is often a reflection of the love we must cultivate within ourselves. This is a vital message in both spiritual and psychological contexts, reminding readers of the necessity of self-acceptance before meaningful relationships with others can flourish. Hope you like it, and don't hesitate to share your perspective about the story.